You know how when most of the time you relapse on porn and you get caught scrolling on your phone, it's always when you're bored in your room and most of the time alone to your thoughts. I was just thinking, literally about 5 minutes ago, I was just walking around in the backyard garden and I didn't have anything on me. I was just thinking, just deep into my thought, for about 10 minutes. And eventually I started thinking to myself, what if I was just doing this in my room? I'm out here in my backyard getting the sun on my face and back and stuff. And I was just like, if I was in my room, I probably would have, pulled out my phone and started scrolling real quick. And then it hit me and I'm like, oh wow, so when people say that it's like, oh, you want to, be bored, you have to get used to being bored and you have to be alone with your thoughts and all that kind of stuff, that's good for you. But if you do it inside, in your room, if you do it in that one place where you always like jack off or, where you used to playing video games and lying in your bed scrolling, that can actually be very dangerous. Because if you're alone with your own thoughts in your room, the chances of you relapsing or, going back to any bad habit is like it goes through the roof. Because obviously it would, it's a familiar location, like it's bound to happen. And then I'm like, this is why all these successful people like they go out for walks and stuff, they don't stay alone with their thoughts inside their own rooms and stuff. They always go out for a walk without technology and stuff. So that's something that you should do instead of like, just putting everything away and just sitting in your room like rubbing your chin or something. Go out for a walk and don't take your phone with you. Go out in your backyard like what I did, maybe stand in the balcony for a bit. And that's a much better way to be alone with your thoughts than if you're just sitting like on your desk. Obviously, sitting in your desk, it gets rid of the joy of being able to have like a paper and pen in front of you so you can like write them down. But if you're just thinking about something and you're outside in the open and you get like a really valuable thought, something that's genuinely worth remembering and writing down, just keep thinking about it and really like pick it apart inside your mind, like understand, well, what am I thinking of, and just dive deep into that thought and spend a lot of time thinking about said thing. And then when you finally get back, you can, you know, unravel that thought, write it down. And like what I did for that instance is I made a video on it. I started thinking to myself, I should go out for a walk instead of be deep in my thoughts inside my own room, because then I'll just end up scrolling anyway. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make a video on that. So now I'm retaining this thought even further and deeper into my brain because I thought of it out there. And then I came back and, instead of writing it down, I decided to, make a fucking video on it instead. But I could have chose to write it down and that would have done the same thing. So that's a very, very interesting, it's an interesting thought that I just had. You don't want to be alone with your thoughts inside your bedroom. You want to be alone with your thoughts in like a safer place. Yeah, no, I might like draw like up like an I might draw up a illustration for you in a sec. Oh, that's not the right thing. No, that works. Here I am. Okay, so let's just get this going. Alright, we'll have a line here. That's the halfway line. We'll make it a little thicker as well. There you go. Alright, sweet. So, let's say this is like you in your bedroom. Alright, that's you, right there. Okay? You're in your bedroom, there's your desk, your chair's over there, but you're not sitting on it, we're all standing for some reason, and you're there, you're deep in thought, okay? And then your mobile phone is there on your bed, just sitting in your bed waiting to be collected by you. So you're there deep inside your thought, and you're just thinking, maybe you're thinking about something like productive, or maybe you're just fucking thinking about high school or whatever, you're there and you're thinking. And then all of a sudden a random thought comes into your mind, oh, I want to go scrolling, because your brain immediately wants to be stimulated. I watched this video earlier. It was this guy from Harvard, and he was talking about like why you need to be bored or whatever. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. I gotta change the thing now. There, that. Go and search that up. That's a very interesting video I saw. He sort of did the thing. I can't completely recite it now because it was such a while ago that I saw it. So you can go and work that out for yourself. But it was very interesting, and you don't want to be alone with your thoughts or whatever it is. No. You want to be alone with your thoughts, but you don't want to have something to distract you, because your brain doesn't want to be alone with your thoughts. It doesn't really like it. It's kind of like a skill. You have to get used to it. So what your brain does, it looks for something to like satisfy itself, whether it's like looking at hot girls on TikTok, or playing video games, you're scrolling, or pleasuring yourself sexually, whatever it is. It's going to look for a way to stimulate itself. And if you're in your room, most likely you're just going to end up fucking around on your phone. Whereas if you're out here, oh my god, yeah, it's like a nice day. That's a fucking tree there, and that's you, right? You're going for a walk. It's a fucking sunny day. It's beautiful outside. There's birds in the sky and whatever. It's a lovely day, and you're there for a walk. On this reality here, you're just going to end up grabbing your phone, and then you're going to be scrolling, and you're going to lose hours of your life because your brain looked for something to stimulate. But in this reality over here, where you're outside in the sun, instead of grabbing your phone and scrolling, your brain's going to look for a way to stimulate itself, and you might just end up like, your eyes are just going to be fixated on this tree. You're just going to be looking at it and appreciating it for its beauty. You might just end up picking up a leaf and just looking at it. And then when you do that, it's like the most beautiful feeling ever. Like just like, oh man, you couldn't even see the birds I drew. Just to look at the leaf on the tree, and you just appreciate it. It's like this beautiful thing. And that is far better than if you were, scrolling on your phone. And then obviously, there's other benefits to like, being alone with your thoughts outside. It's good for your fucking mental health. It's amazing. And it's going to make you feel better. And when you spend more time outside, you're less likely to relapse on the fucking things, because you're going to go home and you're just going to sit on your bed and you're going to feel good about it. And that's the great thing about going outside, because it fucking works. It's just sensational. And for the amount of like time I speak about going outside, I need to go out for like walks more. I need to do it more often, because it is such an overpowered, beautiful thing, and it really makes you feel good. And especially when you can get outside and you don't have like your little phone in your hand. You're not staring at the phone, but rather you get rid of that shit, and you're looking at the tree and you're appreciating it, and you're listening to the song of the beautiful birds. It's just a wonderful experience. And you come back home and you feel good. You feel really good. And maybe you're, after going outside, you're more likely to choose to sit down with a book rather than sit down with your phone. You're more likely to journal on your thing for like 10 minutes rather than scroll on your phone. Instead of watching porn, you're probably going to meditate. And you're going to start this domino effect of all these good habits, and all of that stemmed from not being caught in your room alone with your thoughts and nothing to do. I figure that whenever I am like bored and I don't know what to do, I always just get out of my room. I feel like that's like the number one thing that you want to do. If you're like if you have nothing to do and you're bored and you're not like reading or anything, because your brain can't will itself to just open the page and start reading, not even like reading a chapter, just reading the first fucking word, then honestly get out of the room. That's what I usually do. Like, just run, evacuate, fucking leave, go outside and just stand there for a bit. Even if it's raining, fuck, if it's raining, honestly, just appreciate the rain as well. Get a couple drops in your hand, maybe like take your shirt off if you're a guy, and just get some rain on your like skin, and it just feels good. And once it was storming outside and I was bored in my room, and what I did is, it was raining. I already said that. And I just went outside and I just took my shirt off. I went and stood on my balcony, and I just let the rain fall on my skin. Obviously I had pants on. I wasn't gonna raw dog it, but just standing out there and letting like the beautiful natural elements fall on your skin, it's like it does something to your brain. It resets you, and it feels wonderful. And it was like one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. I'm honestly waiting for it to rain again so I can just go and chill outside, get the natural elements. It's like going to the beach, but instead the beach is like falling onto your fucking head. It's lovely, lovely experience. So even that is better than just sitting inside your room, especially if you've like got the door closed and it's like no one else at home. Like that's a high risk environment there. You don't want to be doing that, because then you're more than 100% likely to relapse on all those shitty habits and all that crap. So that's the main takeaway from this video. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down in big writing for you. Don't get caught in your room alone with your thoughts. That is a major point. You don't want to be, I'll make it look pretty for you. You don't want to be caught in your room alone with your thoughts. Instead, yeah. Don't get caught alone with your thoughts inside your room. Instead, get outside. Much, much, much healthier for you. Much better for your mental health too. You find a lot of growth in that. The more time that you can spend outside of your room, away from your phone, and just thinking. Thinking is more productive. Like, doing nothing is more productive than scrolling on your phone. It's better for you because you're not like frying your brain in the process. So if you can just spend more time alone with your thoughts outside of your room in like a sort of safer environment, so you're less likely to relapse on something. The amount of like value that there is in that is incredible. And then this leads me to another point that I just thought of just now. Robert Greene, I'm going to take a drink before I don't want my throat getting too dry. When I do these longer videos, it kind of just, it gets to me. Glass water bottle, really sick. Feel like a fucking pirate. It's an interesting thing I saw from Robert Greene. He said something like, your thoughts and ideas are not your own, but you've inherited them from, anything like life experiences or books or something your family told you, friends, teachers. Like, none of these thoughts are your own. They've been inherited and interpreted from all these other like sources that have come into your life and things you've been like taught and shit. And I found that I was like, oh, that's quite an interesting thing. So as well as spending time alone with your thoughts, if you're spending more time learning about things, I did a video on learning the other day talking about how valuable it is. And when you're actively learning and actively spending time just thinking, if you schedule thinking into your schedule, I know a lot of people do that. I think Bill Gates does it. Maybe he does. I don't know. I read it somewhere in this book here, Deep Work by Cal Newport. He said a couple guys that spend like their thinking sessions. I don't really remember what it was, but when you're learning and spending time thinking, the amount of growth that there is in that, like it retains that information better. You develop new thoughts, new ideas, new insights, and all of these things. And then when you start applying it to your life, it's like more improvement and stuff. So there's like a real benefit to being like this guy over here, this happy chap. There's a real benefit to being this person. Real benefit. Very good. A lot of good things come in life when you spend more time away from your phones, when you get outside and you start like living it, being alone with your thoughts. And I think that's another video that I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you, get off social media and spend more time away from the damn phone, because it's big. It's a very, very big thing. And I get caught on my phone all the time. It gets me. Like, that shit is so fucking annoying. It really gets me. So I gotta like move the phone out of my room and just get all the distractions away, hide it, bury it underground, shove it in the caverns, and then only then can I like sort of actually get shit done and be productive. So I'm not like an almighty fucking lord. I still get clapped and fucked up by like the technology and the addictions and stuff, because I put this in the I did this video yesterday for that thing that's on that top link in the description. Just go check it out. It's a free program, free course. Like, literally won't cost you a thing. Just sign up and join it. You can write a post, send me a message. It's literally free. Like, I'm offering like free coaching, so just sign up, join the thing, answer the like couple survey questions, and then I'll approve your request, and then just hit me up. Anyway, so I was doing this video about dopamine detox, right? And I was explaining that we're addicted to these habits for such a long period of our life, and then you try to break it in like that much time, it's like it's not going to happen. What you have to do is you have to gradually remove the thing out of your life, and only then is it possible to break the habit. So I'm obviously like, I couldn't just destroy social media and banish it from my life. It was kind of impractical. So I'm sort of phasing it out. But every now and then I still get like caught on reels and fucking YouTube shorts of all things for hours. And it's like, what the hell? Where did the time go, man? So, and all of that happens when I get caught in my room alone with my thoughts. And what I should have done was get outside. But I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I didn't get outside. And instead, I was in my room, and I just grabbed the phone, and then it got me. And it made me lose hours of my life. I could have recorded like 4 or 5 videos in that time. I could have scripted things. I could have read like 4 chapters of a book. But instead, I just wasted it scrolling. And shit happens. It pisses you off. But there's nothing you can really do when it's in the past. And all you can do is work on the present and learn from it, and understand that sometimes the best thing you can do is keep your phone out of your room. And if you're ever like alone with your thoughts, you're bored, you don't know what to do, just get the fuck out. Get outside, look at the trees, get the weather, feel it, oh, is it cold air, is it warm air? Oh, what birds are in the trees, is it windy, sunny, cloudy, raining, snowing? I wish we had snow here in Australia, god damn it. And yeah, that's it for this one. Remember those 2 points. These 2 are very important. I'm going to keep carrying these with me throughout my life, especially from today. just get outside. If you're ever bored, just like literally evacuate. Just run away from your goddamn room, because I think that'll save you many, many, many hours of your life. It'd save you years of your life if it all accumulates up together. So that's a good video today. I'm proud of that one. Anyway, yeah, check out that top link in the description. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's really, really good, really valuable, and it's literally for free. I'm offering free fucking coaching, so please just sign up. It won't cost you a thing. But don't be like the other people that sign up and just like fucking disappear. You know, I've had people sign up to this thing and they're like, oh yeah, I want to improve my life, and I've like looked at their thing. They haven't looked at a single course module. They haven't made a single post, haven't made a single comment, and it's like, man, what are you doing? So be the person to be the first one, you know. The first one. Everyone's got to start somewhere, eh? So be the one to come in, make a change, you know, send me a message, and you know, improve your life, I guess. Watch the course, especially that dopamine detox module that I made. I literally filmed it yesterday. It's all uploaded and ready. I got one more to do, but that one will be up. Trust me. I'll see you in there, yeah? And I'll also see you on the next video. Make sure you subscribe.